my first step in barbecuing some deer ribs. Now deer ribs are kind of hard to barbecue, especially if they come off a lean deer. They don't have a lot of fat, and when you barbecue them, a lot of times they get really dry. So I'm going to show you how to barbecue them and keep them kind of moist. So there's a little moisture here. I'm not afraid of moisture when it comes to deer ribs. The more juices, the better. What I'm going to do is going to coat them first. Tonight, I'm going to let them sit in. I'm going to put some olive oil on them here. This is going to replace the fat that is not there because they're so lean. Plenty of olive oil. Also going to take some bull chipotle from Weber. Put a bunch of that on there. And I'm going to mix this all in here. Like that. Only have one pan, so also have some fajita seasoning here. This is the bull chipotle doesn't have much salt in it, so I'm going to use this fajita seasoning from Cruise. But any fajita seasoning, this is kind of came from a store. A friend of mine bought this for me. Just kind of give it some salty flavor there. And also some black pepper, just for a little extra oomph on it. Rub this in, and we're going to let this set all night. We're going to rub this all over this stuff here. Let this sit in its own juices tonight. So just coating it in here. Get it all covered. Want to make sure I get olive oil all over it. And we're going to just let that kind of marinate in that all night. Get that spices all over it. Down in the pan there. Set them really good together and let them sit in the refrigerator all night. Now, and just soak up that flavor. Tomorrow we'll go to barbecue. Tomorrow we'll get the smoker going and we'll barbecue them up. So the fire's going really well. Getting some nice hot coals down there. I'm going to go ahead and shut the lid. I want some of this heat to go right over here and kind of get this whole plate hot here real quick. We're not going to cook with that much heat. I'm just actually kind of blow torching it, letting this whole thing get hot. Open it wide up. I want to draw as much heat from the firebox through here. I haven't used it in a while, so kind of get it all real. I want to get up 500-600 degrees, get it real hot here. Say 450. Just of course, as soon as you shut this thing, watch this. It knocks that fire way down. We ain't got quite enough hot coals there. I want to get some more. I'm just letting it burn down while I'm, you know, getting the meat ready and stuff. Just want to get this old top hot, get the grill hot, everything, get it ready. When it comes time to put the fresh meat on here, come over here and we'll shut the air off. Now, this will control your heat and your oxygen, but you got to have some good hot coals burned down in there. That's why I put a lot of wood in. I got it really hot. Now, some people don't like cooking and doing that in the firebox. They would rather render their fire down, say in a fire pit like that one way over there, and just put a bunch of big hot coals in there. But for time's sake, I went ahead and just did it right here. And this is a pretty heavy duty barbecue pit, old country barbecue pits. It's got pretty good steel on it, so I'm not really worried about hurting it. On your little thinner cheap jobs that you buy, your $200-300 jobs, you really don't want to get those too hot, because they're made out of real thin steel and it'll warp the steel. But this is made out of like 1/4 inch steel, 3/16 inch steel. It's pretty heavy, so you don't have to worry about the heat so much on these more heavy duty models. Okay, so we got the fire going, getting it rendered down, getting it heated up. About time to go put some meat on. Alright, so it's burned down quite a bit here. Got some good hot coals going in there. Oh yeah, it's nice and hot. Got some heat coming out over here. Now this first step on doing this is not to actually cook the meat, but to get, I'm using mesquite here, and mesquite is a very powerful smoke. You really got to be careful with it, because you can over smoke your meat. Just put these ribs down on here for right now. I'm going to put the pan in here because I want to kind of get it hot and use some of that as a basting sauce there. What we're really doing here is we're smoking. At this point, I like to put a little bit of fresh mesquite on there. So I'm just going to throw some fresh pieces of wood on here. Not green. They're slightly green. You don't want them real green, because they give it a kind of a different flavor that you want. And we're going to go ahead and reduce the air, well, on this a little bit. Just well, we want about halfway, and that fresh wood's going to start generating quite a bit of smoke. The less air you have, more smoke it makes. I'm going to go ahead and turn the smoke all the way down, the air all the way down. Kind of get it to smoking. We want a good amount of smoke coming out of here. And with mesquite, you don't want to cook over mesquite. You want to smoke over it. You can cook over it, and what you're going to end up with is meat that is so smoky that it's just the smoke flavor is overpowering, and it's kind of ruining the objective. You want your meat flavor with a little bit of smoke flavor, not smoke flavor with a little bit of meat flavor. Now we're starting to see the smoke start to come out over here. The fire's calming down. The wood's starting to smoke a little bit more, and that's exactly what we want. We want that smoke rolling in there. I'm going to go ahead and get some of this nice juice and kind of brush around here. This is going to be good. Now, some deer are really fat, but generally you get, your deer meat generally is very lean. It's a very lean animal, which makes it very healthy to eat. But also, when you do deer ribs, a lot of times they get just so dry that they're not worth eating, and so a lot of people don't want to mess with them. And I'm going to show you a way to keep them nice and moist and just falling off the bone without drying them out too much. So just make it a lot better. So what we're going to do is we're going to smoke these for about half an hour. Just going to let till they get a good amount of mesquite smoke on there. There's not a lot of heat on there right now. It's not really cooking. Once you cook your meat, once it starts cooking, the smoke stops penetrating. So you got to keep it below a cooking degree, and that's why we went ahead and shut all our airflow off over here, and we're just letting that smoke come over here. So we're smoking, we're not cooking. Like I can hold my hand right there, and it's not burning. So there's enough heat there, but it's not real super hot, and that's what we want. We just want to smoke that meat. So we're going to let it sit there for about a half an hour. We'll come back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now that I see that there's a good solid amount of smoke coming, we got a lot of smoke in here. What we want to do is go ahead and shut this off. You don't want to shut it off all the way because you want to continue to have a draft through there. Just want to hold as much smoke in as possible. It's okay if it leaks around here because you don't want to shut all the air off. You'll kill your heat. It's got to have some oxygen. It's got to have some flow. And as long as it doesn't kill, you want to have some flow there. But we're holding that smoke in there. I mean, it's really got a lot of smoke in there. And like I said, we're gonna hold that there and leave it for about another 15 minutes. Because you really don't want to get too much smoke on your too much mesquite smoke. Mesquite, that's the big mistake that people make with mesquite is just getting too much on there, and they end up not liking it. It actually ends up with a bitter taste in the end. Mesquite is a wonderful, probably the best smoking woods on earth, but you can overdo it. So again, we're just going to wait another 15 minutes and we'll be ready to move on to the next stage. Okay, so it's been about a half an hour since we started smoking it. I'm sure it's got plenty of good smoke on it. Let's go ahead and open it up here and check it out. Oh yeah, you can see it's got darkness around it. Not really worried about this much because there's nothing really you're going to eat on the inside here. It's mostly on the back side. Yeah, I got a lot of good smoke there. Give it a sniff. Yeah, it's got a good smoky smell to it. So we'll go ahead and put it back in the pan. And then we'll go on to step 2. This got a little bit hot there. It's a little close to the edge, but it's all right. That's the great thing about cooking. If it's not all the same, it tastes a little different. So we'll go ahead. I'm going to go step 3, but what I want to do right now is go ahead and prepare it for the cooking stage. Now I already have some good coals down in there. This is going to be slow cooked, so I'm going to take some more smaller mesquite and just chunk it in here. We want to kind of fill this up. I got to close my gate here. All right. We want to kind of fill this up with wood because this is probably a 3-4 hour cooking process. Put some small stuff on the bottom side. I've got some oak logs here I'm going to put in here. That way I have plenty of cooking power for the long haul. Going ahead and that's basically going to turn into coals. We're going to have it open here about halfway, open here about halfway to get a good stream. So while we're in here wrapping, that'll be getting hot, cooking, getting on fire, because now we need heat. Okay, on to step 2. As I said before, one of the big problems with cooking deer ribs is that they get really dry when you try to barbecue them. And people give up trying to barbecue them because by the time they're done, they're just so dry, it's basically shoe leather. But I'm going to show you how to do it where they're going to stay just moist and juicy and delicious. So one of the big problems here with deer ribs is I'm going to wrap them with tin foil is what I'm going to do. But the ribs will puncture the tin foil. Basically what I want to do is create a an airtight seal, a moisture-tight seal around these with tinfoil so that I can bake them inside tinfoil. But it's very difficult to do because of the sharp points on the ribs. So what I'm going to do is just take some pieces of tinfoil, double them over 3 or 4 times, and kind of make a rib shield out of it. Coat this. See, even there, even though I put that on, it has a hole in it now. I'll go ahead and double that back. I want to coat these rib points really, really good so that I can really wrap it up, keep it from puncturing my airtight seal. And I'll show you how I'm going to seal these up so that they can be cooked without losing the delicious juices of the meat. So basically, we're just covering up these rib points here, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get to stay on, but once it's wrapped, it ain't gonna matter. I'm gonna make it wide and fold it over like this. There we go. I made it a little bit too thin for that. The meat's a little thick on that end. Couldn't go around it. So we're just covering that up there like that. Now, you can take, this is heavy duty tinfoil. Get it at Sam's Club. And you don't want to be shy at this point in the game using tinfoil. And I get the heavy duty stuff. You got to have really heavy duty tinfoil for this. Thin stuff's not going to do it. Alright. Okay. So we're going to bring this back over like this. A little bit. Move it a little bit like this. Here we go. Bring it back over. Alright. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to seal this sucker up. Now it's kind of hard because them ribs are sticking up like that. But just bring your two pieces together. Get down here really low. Bring your two pieces together, and you want to make a good fold with it. The bigger the piece of meat you got, the more difficult it is to do. But you want to just basically fold it like a piece of paper. So you're at least 3 times. Just fold her over, fold her over, fold her over. We're making a seal around these ribs here. This is the sides are the hard part. That's what you want to get sealed. Right there. You want to get that folded over. If you can get a nice straight edge on it, that's the best. Like that. And then crease it and fold it over again. And crease it, just making that airtight seal. Sometimes might need to even use 2 layers of heavy duty foil to do this. As long as no holes. You just don't want any holes. If you got a hole, the whole thing falls apart. Okay? So you're just making an airtight seal. You're bringing it all in, crunching it up. You're basically just making an oven bag out of tin foil, like a turkey roasting bag. So you got that one there done. Set it over here to the side. And this one's a little bit bigger. Not sure if my tin foil is wide enough to get this one, but we'll give it a try. Sometimes you have to cut them into pieces in order to accomplish this. Oop, that didn't rip right. Okay, so we've got the the meat on the grill here, all sealed up and packaged. Now we're going to get the firebox heated up. I want to go ahead and open it up here, and I want that fire to get really hot, because now I'm trying to cook. I'm not trying to smoke now. I'm trying to cook, and so I need heat. So we need more oxygen to the fire, and want to get a good amount of heat going, and let it burn up a little bit and get everything going good. Then I'll go ahead and seal it up with that lot of heat in there and pull that heat over in here, and I'm going to try to keep it at about, say, 400 degrees. I'll do about 350 for about 3 hours. I don't have a gauge, so I kind of tell by how hot it is over here how hot it is. But I want to get this fire going really good, get a lot of good hot coals in there, so that heat's drafting up through there. And about 3 hours from now, we'll have some of this meat, these ribs. When I open this package on these ribs, I'm just going to take a bone and it'll just come right out. It'll be that tender. It'll be falling off the bones, delicious. It'll be juicy. It won't be dry. I'm going to eat good here in a little while. So we'll come back in about 3 hours, and I'll show you the result. All right, now it's been 3 hours, and I'm going to open her up. Now, looky there. Ooh, yeah. Oh, boy. Nice and hot. Open up a little piece here. See what it looks like. Oh, 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 oh. Would you look at that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Check that out there. Bone just coming right out. Just delicious. Delicious and juicy. Look at that bone just come right out. Oh my gosh. That right there. Ain't no better eating right there. Just let's look at that. Let's open it up. Look at that right there. Look at that. Just falling off the bone. Delicious. And that's how you do it. Best old barbecue ribs you ever had right there. Well, if you enjoyed this video and you found it delicious looking, well, just give me a like and subscribe. Until next time, this is Jungle Explorer signing out.